if you let them pile up, it's going to it's not going to be pretty, to be honest with you. So you probably see my name. It's Patrick. I've been lecturing the module for more than 5 years, definitely tenured. And trust me, there's nothing I haven't come across, right? So I've seen already there's nothing new for me anymore. I've seen all type of students. I've seen the student who come to class, who don't show up to class, people who don't show up for class. Um, Definitely, in majority, they're going for a fail. That's a fact. But I've had pleasant surprise within the many years where some people don't show up for class, but they will pass and they will do very well. They will get even a distinction. What I've realized is that, yeah, people might be busy, but they have managed to balance. And I was actually talking to Henty about that. If you manage to get that balance between work, I assume, majority of you would be working. And that's why maybe you opted for the distance mode, right? Um, but it's all about that balance. Life, work, and school. And so, but I have to say, I've made things quite easy for everybody. Is that it's easy to keep in touch, right? So we are on WhatsApp. We You have easy access to your colleagues, and you will see how busy it's going to get. So not only let me start by welcoming you. I always get So we've done so many feedbacks. Um, so we've gotten a lot of feedbacks over the years, and as you can imagine, that's the reason why I'm even doing data science at the moment. Is that we are relying on so much data, right? And so I just can give you a snapshot of what students have said so that you can be at ease and you can engage with the module freely. Taylor, greetings to you. Um, so so we get that this module is the toughest module. Henty is here. Maybe Henty will be able to confirm. Henty, is it true or is it not true?
Yeah, no, it's yeah, like you have to stay the whole time. Yeah, like you have to work and have to yeah, like extra work and all that stuff because yeah, like last year I
Sure,
missed it. So yeah.
sure, sure. And guys, I'm just going to be sort of upfront from the very get-go so that you know, even when you don't make it, it's not a bad experience. Henty is here, and I'm sure that others will join that have done this module prior. There's no shame in their game, to be honest with you. Is that they knew what they were getting themselves into, and everything was crystal clear from the get go as to how you need to engage with the module, etc. And I will definitely tell you if you're going to make it or you're not going to make it. But usually, what we get is that people are struggling with time management. We do a lot of strategy or strategic management on how you're going to pass the module, and you'll be quite clear on what you need to do. You see, um, but it's going to be time. By time, I don't mean that this module is going to consume all your time. I don't mean that. Not at all. That's not what we've come across over the years. So I'm just going to switch off my camera. I hope all of you have seen me, but just to save some bandwidth. So I'm just going to switch off my camera now. Um, Greetings to you, Adebayo. Adebayo, I think you might be one of my old students. So welcome to you as well. So yeah, Guys, allow me just to reiterate these things because remember, it's the beginning of the semester. I just want you to know what you're getting yourself into. To be honest with you, it is not a difficult module. And I will tell you, especially for semester one, our pass rate is over 90%. True. People say it's the toughest, but our pass rate is over 90%. And that's good news. So majority of you are going to pass this module. I don't know what takes place in semester two, but people who come in semester two, they really struggle with time. I can imagine, especially if you're working toward the end of the year, it can be quite a busy time. And I think people should do some research into that. But over the years, pass rate for semester one is always the highest. I don't know if people are more alert. It's a brand new year. People are coming off fresh from their New Year's resolutions, right? So people are more determined. And so the pass rate is over 90. What does that tell you? That's a good thing. You're all going to pass. And not only you're going to pass, you're all going to get distinctions. Majority of you are going to get distinctions. All right, so that's good news. The fact that so the critical point there I was saying, it's not that it's going to be consume all your time. That's not true. If you dedicate maybe 2 hours per week, you will pass this module with distinction. It's about keeping in touch, knowing what is happening in the module. All right, so I repeat that. It's about knowing what is happening. And that's why, for example, we have WhatsApp. You can't tell me, you see that you're not on WhatsApp. You are all on WhatsApp, and it's easy to keep to know what is happening. Obviously, we're quite professional. We keep it to business, and we're running an amazing actually not only we're running an amazing WhatsApp group, but we're running a community of practice. So you will see on the WhatsApp group you are in, you will see that it will say semester 1 2026. You can imagine there are people on that WhatsApp group from previous years still there. But obviously the reason why I created a community is so that I'm not kicking you out. I'm not welcoming you. I'm welcoming you in, sorry. But I'm not in charge of kicking you out. You see, when it kind of doesn't make sense to me every time, the year is over, we have to delete the group. So you will check yourself out, of the group. So you're not relying on me for that, right? So, but it is your group. It is meant for your collaboration with your colleagues as well as with myself. And you will see that as we go through the semester, questions are first. So it's a rule that first your colleagues may attempt to answer your questions with regard to the content, right? Not all questions, obviously. I'm talking about the content of the module. So when you have a question, you put out the question there, and you will see how your colleagues will be quick to answer you. If they're active, if they're doing their homework, they should be able to answer you. And I will always be there basically to either verify the information. But you read the last announcement, right? That ask you really to shift from the passive mode to the active mode, right? You are in the driver's seat, all right? So I'm just your instructor. I am not the one driving. You are the one driving. And please, so you are online, I hope you understand how it works. It's definitely different from the contact campus, right? So any questions on that? Right. So if not, but feel free to raise your hand. You have your hand there. You can raise it at any time. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk. And our synchronous sessions every week, it's an opportunity for you to ask questions. When you're not asking questions throughout the semester, it gives me an indication of two things. Either you are very engaged and you know exactly what is happening, and there's no need really, because I told you that there are students who never attended class, but they passed. Now, Hanty is here. I think Adebayo also is here. You know that passing that exam, you need to know your stuff. So guys, this is not one of those modules. Now, coming back to the fact that it is difficult and all that, and why students sometimes would say, we're not good with numbers and all that. You need to know your stuff. It's numbers, right? It's either 1 or it's 2, right? There's nothing in between, right? So that's the reason why if you're failing, you're really failing. You're failing big time. If you're passing, you're passing. And you're doing very, very well, you see. So it's either, and we say failing, many of your colleagues, who failed the module knew exactly that. They just needed, the CAS was very good. They just needed a 30%. They were not able to get that 30%. Can I show you? Because if you think you're going to have the time to study toward the end of the semester and prepare for the exam, that's not going to happen. It requires engagement throughout the semester. Like I told you, it's just consistency. Know what is happening. Be in touch with what is happening. All right? All right. So, okay. Moving on to accounting and finance, because I always get this question, if you are doing accounting at the moment, student would think, maybe they should drop one and take the other. I strongly advise against that. You can do both finance and accounting. I call finance the mother. I call accounting the daughter, right? So it works quite well. The mother will help you understand the daughter, and the daughter can help you understand the mother, right? So that's basically the best way, obviously, in a joking way, just to make you understand the two. They go hand in hand, but it's clear that finance goes beyond just simple accounting. You will cover a lot of accounting, but again, don't say, oh, whoa, accounting, I don't like, no. You will cover, but you will understand the difference when I say the mother. The mother will always make things simple. It will understand accounting better. It will explain accounting better than accounting itself, right? But finance is broader than just accounting, right? Accounting is just one branch of finance. Finance is much broader. That's why I say it is the mother, right? Okay. So the second secret, I just gave you the first one, is just keep in touch. It's a relationship, right? If you don't like me, just make an effort to like me for the semester, and after that, you can hate me all you want, right? So it's a relationship, and you have a tenured lecturer who's always available for you. So really the complaints don't work, and that's why we don't get complaints in this module, because all the help is there. It just requires you to coming to our second secret, practice. You see, so it's not a theory module, it's a practical module. So you need to understand that you will need to spend 80% of your time just practicing, right? So practice makes perfect, like they say, but practice is more because you are dealing with real life. This is not made up stuff. This is not just theory. No. This is you. This is your balance sheet. This is your company. This is your business venture. This is whatever project you have out there. This is how you would understand even the finance of your company, right? This are real stuff. And that's why we love finance, because you can bring us your balance sheet, the balance sheet of your company. You can bring, some of you here are entrepreneurs. Some of you are CEOs of your companies, right? So bring us your stuff. Say, this is the business that I'm doing. We've had over the years people in multiple businesses, right? This is what I'm doing, and this is what I'm dealing with. And we've had people, people had their questions answered with this module. Why they were losing money, why the company was not doing well. You see, so that's the excitement of this. So I will tell you, if you say you don't love numbers, it's not about the numbers. It's much more than numbers. It's about your financial health. Think about it that way. But over the years, I've had a lot of conversions from people who hate numbers to people who love numbers, right? It will make sense, right? And you're not going to do mental calculations. You're going to use a calculator. So why would you be scared of numbers, right? It's just you need to know what you're doing, right? Okay, so any questions so far before I move on to another important point? All right, so guys, the driver's seat, it's about autonomy. You see, it's about you. You need to be active, right? I'm with you all the way. Trust me, I'm your driving instructor, but I'm there. But you need to be in the driver's seat, right? Assessments. So as you can see, I'm sharing OneNote. So we do have one repository for all of you. And in fact, you will see your name on OneNote. OneNote is a great tool. Some of you maybe might know about it or not. It doesn't matter. But people who just use OneNote once and that's it. For all their studies, they use OneNote, right? Because it's just a way for us to keep remember, if I'm sending you one PDF here, one PDF there, you see, you're not going to be able to keep track. But thank God for OneNote, right? Or thank Microsoft for OneNote, right? So it is integrated. So we use OneNote. And as you can see, Learning Unit 1, I've shared Learning Unit 1 with you. So Learning Unit 1, just basically I've annotated Learning Unit 1. I always hear from the beginning of the semester, why am I doing this? Because people would say, look, I'm still waiting for my textbook. It has not arrived yet. And I'm like, no, you don't need your textbook to study. What do you mean? I'm already sharing Learning Unit 1 with you. So why would you need the textbook? So please don't waste time. You see, everything is done so that you don't waste time. All right? It doesn't mean your textbook is not important. Keep your textbook. You can write inside. Some people prefer that. If you can do it the electronic way, you can basically do what you do in your textbook with electronically as well. But whatever works for you, that's okay. It's not a problem. We just want to make you sorted and go to the meat, right? And not be bothered with superficial things, right? I was saying I didn't see Tammy here. Let me check. So for hospitality here, for example, Tammy, you're not here. Can't see you here.
I don't know why, because on Teams it says I'm there.
Okay. No, don't worry. So basically, it means that maybe you were added. So it needs to sync, right? Arc needs to sync with everything. So that's it. No panic. So for anybody who's not maybe seeing OneNote, just on WhatsApp or via email, just send me a WhatsApp to or reach out to me on Arc to say, listen, can you add me? So I can add you manually, because sometimes it takes quite a while to sync, but so Tammy, for example, will be added here. Princess is here. As you can see, Taylor is here. Saskia is here. As you can see, all of you are here. So if, for example, Grant, or my favorite guy is here, so Hanty is here. Let's say Hanty goes to his class notes. He will see learning unit 1 I've shared with him, right? So for this week, guys, so this is, again, another tip. So I'm going to start now sharing tips, right? So you have 2 weeks to complete a learning unit. Write that down. You have 2 weeks. Please do not waste time. Don't tell me, okay, too busy. No, you have 2 weekends. Come on. Come on. Don't tell me, no, I don't. Find time. If your studies are important for you, find time, right? So you have 2 weeks to complete a learning unit. But learning unit 5 is the biggest learning unit, right? Because remember that from learning unit 1 to learning unit 4, those are more foundational learning units. Learning unit 1 to learning unit 4 are foundational learning unit. Learning unit 5 to learning unit 7 is advanced learning unit. I want you to stick with me throughout. Stick with me through the foundational, because if you don't stick with me through the foundational, you're not going to understand learning unit 5 to learning unit 7. So I trust that that's crystal clear, right? So, and that's the reason why, by the way, you are tested on learning unit 1 to learning unit 4. So we're just going to do learning unit 1 and learning unit 2, and then you write your test 1, right? And then we do learning unit 3 and learning unit 4, then you do your test 2, and that's it. That's it. Plus you have 4 ICE tasks. You complete those 4 ICE tasks, you are rewarded for attempting them, and they are generally 10%. Isn't that good? Okay, maybe you can't picture what I'm talking about just right now. So let me show you. We have a practical way of doing this. Okay, so you have your PAS. Your PAS is available, right? You know how to get your PAS. You know that your first test, look at the first test here. Look at the first test here. It's on the 25th of March. In about 1 month, you have only 2 weeks, which is 4 weeks, plus slightly a week to prepare. So don't waste time. There's no time to waste. And like I said, spend 2 weeks per learning unit. So right now, this is the first unit. Make sure you get learning unit 1 out of the way, and you move to learning unit 2. Simple, right? So the assessment breakdown is always like this. I hope you can all see, right? So the best way I would like you to always interact with me is with thumbs up. So if you see what I'm seeing, just a thumb up, I will really appreciate it. So I know I'm not speaking to people who are sleeping. All right, cool. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So look at test 1, look at test 2, and look at the examination. Look at ICE tasks. You have 4 ICE tasks, and you have access already to the ICE tasks. Feel free when you complete a learning unit, attempt the ICE task. Could we have a semester plan? Sure, it's available. It's available to you. It is in your space. So when you look at your collaboration space, you go to your collaboration space, you will see this. You will see your semester plan is there. And within your semester plan, you will see that task 1, semester plan will be slightly different. I don't know why. So everything will be the same. So for example, for task 1, you will write at the exact same time. The first task 1, you will write on the 25th of March, right? Both of you, both groups, because I have 2 groups, right? But task 2, I saw that they were slightly For hospitality, it was slightly different. I don't know if they're going to adjust that, but it's just 1 week after or 1 week prior. But it's not a big deal. But they might adjust that, right? They might change that. But it does not matter. It's the same principle. So when you complete a learning unit, attempt the ICE task and you are done with it. And what did I say? You are not rewarded for having high marks. The ICE task is to test your own knowledge. It is a feedback that you are giving to yourself. You attempt the ICE task to see if I'm understanding learning unit 1. It's like a preparation for your task 1. So attempt it multiple times. It is open for multiple attempts, right? And you are rewarded for just attempting it. So that's a 10% that you're going to get already. Look at the assessment breakdown, sorry. That's a 10%. That's a 10% free for everybody. So you are only working for 90%. How can you fail this module? Test 1. Tammy, I'll come back to you just now. Test 1, 25%. Do you see where we're going? Test 2, 30%. Do you see where we're going? Do you see? So that's about 65%. So your CAS can be a very good CAS, right? Because your final examination is only 35%. So you can fail the final examination and pass the module. So now you tell me, why would somebody fail the module? Somebody will fail the module if they've not been doing their work throughout the semester. Because the final examination, for you to get even 30%, if you've not been doing your work, it's going to be tough. And that's the part where I talk about AI. I just said I'm studying AI, AI is a beautiful thing. It's here to stay. It's like calculators. I remember when they were introducing calculators in class. At that time, it was a big scandal. Like, how would people even, you taking our brain cells away from us? No, we all using calculators. It has made our lives easy. But what is it about? It's about enhancing us. So AI should be used to help you understand better. Not to replace you, not to do your work for you. Not to do test 1 for you. Not to do test 2 for you. I'm sure you all are giggling and laughing there because some of you are using it. But some of you also only understood, unfortunately, too late, that what I was telling them from the beginning of the year was something that they should have paid attention to. Pay attention. AI is good. AI is not bad. It's neutral. Use it to help you understand better. In fact, even collaborate with me. Some of the materials that I have out there, some of you already have seen the podcast. Some of you have seen the videos that I'm putting out there, short learning videos. We're using AI. AI is here to stay. It's amazing. But use it to help you understand. Don't use it to do the work for you. Because some had amazing CAS, like very high, but they couldn't do anything in the final exam because your final exam, it is a written exam. Now, you will need to know your stuff, right? So just avoid the embarrassment. Don't try your luck. This is not one of those modules you say, I'm going to try my luck and maybe at the end of the semester, I'm going to pass. It has never happened. I've not heard anybody tell me I was trying my luck with this module and then I passed at the end of the semester. And that's what I'm saying. It's real. It's just real. Guys, it's finance. It's numbers. It's just real. We laugh about this now. I know in the end, if you're not listening to me, you're like, this old man is just talking. In the end, you'll be the one saying, where I should have listened to you. I thought I could get away with it. You're not going to get away with murder with this one. All right, guys. Look, we have just to be fun. It's the first session, so we enjoy. Tammy, go ahead.
I just wanted to ask, how do these tests actually work? Because I see that it's an hour long. So is it an online thing? Do we have to go in well, I can't go in person, but how does it work?
Good question. Forgive me, Tammy, because you are seeing it says closed book. That's not the case. So obviously there are people who are on campus, right? They also write the same test, but for them it is only an hour. And that's how they write it. But for you online, obviously, you can't do it within an hour. You will do it within a 24-hour period, right? So the test is uploaded on the day of the assignment at about exactly 12 o'clock. It is uploaded. So when you wake up in the morning, you have your shower, you took off from work because you do need to take off from work. You will sit down and do your test. The reason why we are saying it's only going to take you an hour is because, yes, the test normally should take you only an hour. Even though you do have a 24-hour period, you have the luxury when you are online, but it only takes you an hour. If you really understand what you are doing, you can test yourself. Why did we put it this way? It's so that you can start preparing yourself for the exam. What used to happen in the past, guys, was this. Saskia. What used to happen in the past was the fact that we were giving an assignment to students. They have 2 months to work on an assignment. That was not preparing you for the exam. And us financiers, people in finance said, hey, this doesn't make any sense. And so we got that changed, right? Because how am I expecting my students to do an assignment and to take the luxury of doing it, for two months, right? And then to go sit for a 3-hour intense exam, the most difficult exam again, when I say difficult, I'm saying the most difficult for the person who's not prepared himself. Those 3 hours will be a nightmare. But the coolest exam for somebody who's been preparing themselves. But still, they need to know what they're doing. And so they're going to enjoy those 3 hours. So I just want to be clear. It's the easiest exam for somebody who's been preparing themselves. You come out of there, you say, that certificate that I'm going to get at the end of my degree, it's worth it. This will be the one. This will be the exam you say, you know what? They have trained us. You are acquiring a skill. Finance is a skill. And how do you acquire a skill? You practice. So for me, it's logical. If there's something that you see that is not logical, please unmute yourself. Please tell me, Patrick, this really doesn't make sense. For me, it's just like 1 + 1 = 2. So that's the reason why I don't want you to complicate. I don't want you to start to think, oh, numbers. I hate numbers. Come on. Get that mindset away. And by the way, you're going to enjoy numbers. You're going to fall in love with numbers. Because once they make sense and you understand why you are doing that, and you understand why numbers can explain your financial reality, you can calculate risk that you are doing. Can you imagine? You can calculate the risk. You are doing a business and you can calculate the risk. How beautiful is it? Finance is amazing, right? So guys, fall in love with it. Decide yourself. Speak to yourself right now and say, I love numbers. I love numbers. Numbers are my friends. They're not my enemies, right? Yeah, but it will make sense because all of you have a financial reality. And by the way, I will ask you about your debt. I will ask you about your assets. I'll ask you about your balance sheets. We're going to make this more practical. All right. So every 15 minutes, I'll take a pause just to hear from you. Does this make sense? Can we do this? Can we take a commitment to passing, and not only passing? I want all of you here to get a distinction. Yeah, like that, Auntie. Tammy, like that. Guys, be excited. Be excited. And I can assure you, I'm not trying to be misleading. I'm really speaking from the data. The data is not lying to us. People who have done the exam, come out of the exam, you could have been maybe, let's say, 50% prepared, you will get a 50%. What I'm saying is don't be 30% prepared or less than 30%. I'm just joking. What I'm saying is that go for a distinction. Don't go for just go, let me go there and pass the module. Yeah, this module, I just want to engage with the module. And by the way, that's how you're gonna really experience the online blended learning. The online blended learning should start somewhere with you, with one module that you say, you know what, I'm going to use. I want to ask you a question. Who is using OneNote? You can just, Saskia, you're using OneNote. Who else? So you see, majority of you are not even using OneNote. So you're going to start using OneNote. So guys, this is personal, but I'm just sharing with you so that you can see I'm not lying. I'm also a student. Do you see here? Do you see here? I'm currently doing programming. So I have actually modules that I've taken and I'm working on them. And I'm using OneNote. There is no module, there is no lecture, everything is organized around OneNote. And actually, the corpus of lecturers have been adopting OneNote because everything is in one place. And I don't know if it's Saskia, if I can check here. So you could basically start. I'm sharing with you some of the notes, but you can use it also to do your own note. Huh? I think it's Sierra, if I'm not. She started already. She's got also her own learning unit. So this is what I shared with her. This is hers. And when we are doing practice, it's taking a bit of so she started putting some of the stuff that she sees relevant. This is a question she's working on. That's amazing. I like that. Put it on OneNote, save it. It's yours. When you finish, you will download everything at the end, or you can put it in your OneNote personal, so you can keep your notes, right? But look at the advantage is that I'll be able to share with you all past exam papers with you. Just give me a second. Test prep 1. I'll give you all past papers of test prep 1. What do you say about it? I'm not only giving you papers. No. This lecture of yours is giving you more than that. It's giving you the solutions to these papers. Step-by-step solutions to these papers. Let me show you. All right? With everything, every annotation. Do you understand why I tell you that if you are a proactive student, some of you will not even be coming to, I'm not saying don't come to class, come to class, because it's meant for collaboration. But if you find yourself, you are in that situation where time is definitely a rough thing, right, for you, because your work. And I understand that. I understand. There are people who are traveling a lot, and so they don't have time. But people have sat on this and passed papers and see exactly how I'm showing you how to resolve this paper. I'm suggesting you the answers that you need to give and how I mark these papers. Question by question by question. Every number's making sense. Every number's going somewhere. This is what we do here. For every single test, for every single exam paper, how on earth can you fail? You choose to fail. That will be your choice. So make your own decision. Right? So you choose to fail, right? So we will have, so you have everything. You have your advanced, obviously, and that's why I'm saying please stick with me, because when we come to advanced, but you don't need to worry about that because you have every single explanation. Plus, you have a dedicated YouTube channel taking you through all of this, every single lecture, every single tutorial, showing you exactly what you are reading so that you are never lost when you open the textbook and you are reading your textbook. You cannot tell me that you will still hate numbers. Guys, I'm just joking, right? But I'm being real here, right? You have everything and everything will make sense. And the choice is that you need to make the choice to be in the driver's seat. And I repeat what I said from the very beginning. Or majority of you here are going to pass this module. You are not only going to pass this module, you are going to get the highest distinction. But it's all about time. Manage your time. And it's not about crazy amount of hours where you cannot even breathe. No. Know what is happening. I send you your dedicated. I'm just going to stop sharing this, but you guys have seen some of the things. I'm just going to go to the chat very soon, but I just want to share. Remember, it's our first session. Just want to show you around so that we are all in agreement. So can you see my screen? All right. So you can see basically this is for entrepreneurship, but it doesn't matter. It's the same module. It's the same textbook. It's the same everything, same test, everything with the School of Hospitality, and it's two groups. Both of you, I cater for both of you, right? So I just want to show you within the content. When you're looking at the content that you have, you will see it is organized the same way. You will have your live collaboration. You can use this actually to access our YouTube channel or to have the link to our live collaborations. As some of you know, you have the prescribed textbook, you have the semester plan here. I just want to show you the semester plan. You can use that also, but you can also don't need all the time to log. I just saved you the time of logging here and there. You can also have everything on OneNote. Okay. Right. So now this is the lecturer's resources. Why am I very happy with the lecturer resources? Because you have these learning units. These are basically pre-populated. They belong to the school and they're good. Please, if you need to go through them, go through them. And they highlight what is very important. It's the learning unit objectives and the different themes, right? So you can understand. But I've made it easy for you to have the lecturer resources, right? So with the lecturer resources, it makes your life much, much easier, right? Because whatever you need to know, I just want to take through in a very interactive way. I would like you to see basically from point A to point B, because some of you would say, listen, I don't know even where to start. I don't know where to start for learning unit 1. Well, but I make that easy for you. Why? You come to you have your, by the way, you have your OneNote also here. You can open your OneNote here, but you can have your own pathway where the most important things that you need are here. You have your podcast. If you don't like podcast, it doesn't really make sense to you. Remember, I'm catering for all learning styles, right? So, but short videos, short learning videos, people have loved this, right? People have loved these short learning videos. So that is just to give you a feel of the learning units, right? And then you move on, you move your way on your way through completing the entire pathway, right? You have the actual lectures for learning unit 3, right? And you have access, obviously, to your OneNote. You have tutorials, lecturers. There's tutorials available for you where you can see how things are being solved. You have a mind map. You have an adaptive learning. Mind map is basically just to give you an idea, just an interactive way to show you that you can break down your entire learning unit with a mind map. So learning unit 3, for example, you will see that it's only 4 important things: risk and reward. What is it all about? Risk and reward principle. So you can know what are the key points quickly. Why? It saves you time. Saskia.
So I just wanted to ask, like, obviously you're the lecturer of this module, so can you see how far one of the students has gone in their arc on
Yes.
the specific module?
Yes. So
Okay.
I can track who's viewing. I can track, and that's why, by the way, I was telling you about AI. AI is there. I don't personally send you an email, just a secret between us. I don't send you an email to say, hey, you've not been logging in. That's our intelligent intelligent agents, right? So that's again, it will pick up sometimes, if you've not logged in, and it sends you a reminder. Take it personally, because it gives me also feedback to say so and so is not engaging, and that's the reason why I'm able, to get hold of you and say, hey, what's happening? Some of you can attest to that. I would say, look, I'm looking at what is happening. I don't see you much engaged and all that. And the person will tell me, yes, I went through a funeral, this and that happened, and if you've lost your way, I sort of bring you back in the pathway, so that you can catch up. But you need to be in the driver's seat. You don't see the driving instructor, driving. That's already tell you a problem. You see, so please make sure that that doesn't happen. So be in the driver's seat. All right. So that's going again, another 15 minutes. And just want to hear from you. Any questions? Guys, please unmute yourself. Let's have this conversation. And by the way, share with me your apprehensions. And there's nothing stupid, please. There's no stupid questions. There's no, it's, listen, tell me if you feel like, I'm apprehensive, I'm not too sure about this and that. Let's talk through it. And you know what, that you'll find out is that, oh no, I was just worried for nothing. That was not even an issue. You see what I'm saying? So feel free to speak. But I just want to hear from you guys, just to get some data. How many of you have gone through Learning Unit 1 and started with this? The first one is simple. I'm providing you, as you can see here, I'm providing you with 2-part lecture, right? An interactive mind map. You have the short learning videos. I'm providing you everything so as for you to get into Learning Unit 1. And basically, when you click on your ICE task 1, you can even complete your ICE task. Have you started with this? Awesome, Andy, awesome, Saskia. The rest of you guys, if you've not started, please, I beg you, don't leave things for the last minute, or I will do it later. Like I said, just make sure that by the end of the first week for a learning unit, if you have not yet completed, it should worry you already. Always be in your mind, I need to complete it by the second week, right? Right, guys, I'm waiting for you. Anything?
So, just one question.
Yeah.
When we study, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, what should we use to study? The lecturer sources or unit objective or both?
So
Yeah.
it's the same. It's the same thing. It's the same thing, but just different flavors. Different flavors, Handy. But obviously, with, oh, like I said, been doing this for more than 5 years. Students that have gone through my resources, normally what you see there is always available as a quick pre-reading. So that's the reason why it comes with the module. And so that's how we load it. But the lecturers' resources take you through everything, right? So if you don't want to be double doing the work, you can just go through the lecturers' resources. You have a pathway, you complete your pathway, and you are ready for class. If you have any questions, especially if it's a burning question, you put it in our chat to say, guys, I'm struggling with this question. We answer and all that, but you come to class to say, listen, and that's what it's supposed to be. I will know you are in the driver's seat. How would I know that? If when you come to class, you are already prepared for class. So everything is meant for you to be not only prepared with the usual learning units there. It just gives you a quick pre-reading, right? But go through the lecture's resources. That a must. If you skip the other, it's not a problem. But finish the pathway. Guys, you haven't even given me any feedback on this. What says you about, let's say, the drive-through? It will take you from, you have few hotspots here, and you click and it provides you from point A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What says you about that? I just want you, if you complete the pathway, and if something is still difficult, then you can say, you know what, I went through it, but I'm still not understanding. That's the purpose of our sessions, when we come and say, listen, I had that question, and we cover it together. So how do you feel about this? Okay, I'm going to start pointing fingers now. Taylor, what do you think about this?
Hi, sir. Apart from, I know people that have done financial management and they all have the same conclusion that it's like one of the hardest modules that they've ever done.
Yes.
And so I do have that kind of impression of it, but I'm going in with like an open mind, and I really appreciate like all the notes and all these like links that
Sure.
you've put on ARC for us to use, because it makes life a lot easier. So thank you for that. But that's my standpoint on it.
Wonderful, wonderful. And I like that. I like the honesty. Guys, give it a chance. Just give it a chance. So quickly before I forget, so on a weekly basis, the synchronous session is an hour. You see, it's an hour, but I'll always at the end of the session when we have to stop the recording, right? Because we can't make the recording too long. And that's why I'm saying, if you miss a recording, the next day, get it out of the way. You see how easy it is. This recording will go on YouTube. You can listen to it on YouTube. Just speed it up. Just speed it up when you play it back. You see, I'm really telling you, don't let these recordings pile up. Don't let. Yolanda, welcome. We're happy to have you. No worries about that. So guys, let me just go through some of the questions. Is there a question for me, or can someone unmute and just ask the question? Yeah, all classes are recorded, and guys, that's what I said, that I don't want to make it too long. And put you in a situation where you just can't catch up. So I need to be cognizant of that. But I would like to move to a quick practice. For example, I know it's the first week, but just to give you, I wouldn't want to let you go feeling like there will be some week where we're not practicing and all that. No. So for some of you who've already been practicing, that's already good. You've done already some work, and I like that. And you should come here. We ask, I'll always run some sort of practice. And so I want you to look at what you have in front of you. Can any one of you answer this question, with regards to the forecast? Does it ring a bell? The forecasting, financial forecasting. It's one of the main roles of the financial manager, right? Theory. So that's where you get to practice your theory, right? So your core functions, the core functions of a financial manager. There are 3 of those, right? 3 of them. So can someone unmute? Please don't write it. Just unmute yourself and say what will be the correct answer, the correct option here. It's very, very quiet. Guys, never come to a practice session without preparing. So this is again to show you, please be practicing, right? So definitely forecasting is not the same as budgeting. Can someone tell me the difference between forecasting and budgeting? Obviously, budgeting is for the next year, right? The next financial year, you budget for something in future, right? But the forecasting is done within the year, right? So when you have, it can't be forecast 1, because forecast 1, it's only 3 months of actual. But look at forecast, for example, forecast 3. It says 9 months. So you're going to do 4 forecasts within the year, every quarter. So, and that is part of your theory, right? And that touches to one of the key objectives, right, of learning unit 1, is that you need to understand what are the core functions. As simple as that. What are the core functions of the financial manager? The first core function is to financial planning and analysis. So the financial manager needs to plan and analyze. All right. All right. Another function is, can someone tell me? If I say capital budgeting, does it really ring a bell? You probably have heard it so many times, capital budgeting. What does that really mean, capital budgeting? Like I said, budgeting is for the future, next year, capital budgeting. So when we have to make actually investment decisions, we are talking about capital budgeting. So, and that's the reason why I shared this with you, because this is some of the notes so that you always can remember quickly. You will see that there's 3 main branches basically of finance, which is financing, investment, or investing. So you have the financing part, you have the investing part, and you have accounting. Accounting is basically some sort of financial planning, or you are keeping records, sort of, right? So, but it's only one branch, right? But going back to, sorry, I don't know if I'm gonna share my screen on that one. Okay, so we do the first quarter, we have The first quarter, we don't have 3 months of data. And that's why the first one was not the answer. We don't have 3 months of data. At the beginning, we just rely on past information to do a forecast for the first quarter. After the first quarter, we now have data for 3 months. Then we do the forecast for the next 3 months. Now, after that, we now have 6 months, 6 months of forecast of data, which can help us to do the next quarter of forecasting. You see, so that's how forecasting works. And you have about 4 forecasting, right? But it's about that. So the financial manager it needs to understand how the entire financial health of a business, right? So he needs to analyze financial statement. You will deal with financial statement already in Learning Unit 2. We're starting with financial statement, right? So the reason why I want you again to go through Learning Unit 1, because it's a very beautiful learning unit that basically provides you a breakdown of all the learning unit. So just it's not to say you have to memorize it, but just understand where things fit. So each learning unit will be now going deeper into what Learning Unit 1 introduced. Right? Does that make sense, guys? Awesome. All right. So remember again, so the 3 core functions of the financial manager or the financial management function is about financial planning and analysis. All right. Financial planning and analysis, making investment decisions. That's what we call capital budgeting. Because when we know the health of the company, we need now, and that's where we look at financial statements. We need to understand past performance. We need to understand the current financial standing. When you're looking at the current financial standing, we are looking, for example, if I'm looking at you, just you, I'm looking at your balance sheet, and all of you have a balance sheet. And what is the balance sheet? You know it from accounting, right? It is your asset, it is your equity, it is your liability, right? But all this allows us to know really the current financial situation of the company, the health. And then now we can plan for the future because we need to plan for the future, right? So that's where financial planning comes in also. We budget, we do forecast, but it's the financial analysis and planning, that's the bedrock where that's going to assist us to do investment and financing, right? To take investment decisions and financing decisions. What are we going to invest in? That's where now basically capital budgeting come in, because we need to invest into something. Are we going to invest into an asset? How are we going to invest for the future, right? Because we need to grow our company, right? A company cannot grow without investment. So these are not taken lightly. We need to have a very rigorous evaluation process. So we need also the financial management is all about looking at potential projects that we need to do. The profitability of those projects, how much money we're going to get in return. Just like when you are planning for a project, you say, okay, what am I going to invest in? And how much money would I get in return? You always just ask yourself these questions, right? So that basically will cover the investment decisions, and very important. You need to understand that. And we need to look at the future long-term side of the business, not only the quick get money quickly right now. It's not a get rich scheme, right? Get rich quick scheme. No, it's not about that. It's always about sustainability, long term, right? But we need to, so when we say capital budgeting, it's because we need to allocate the capital in a way that is going to maximize the shareholder wealth. And you're going to hear a lot about the shareholder wealth. Can somebody tell me the difference between shareholder and stakeholder? So we're looking at project that will return us, a positive present value. So Saskia, go ahead. That's a good question.
From what I understand, from what I
Yes.
can remember, so a shareholder is someone who owns shares in a company. That means that they've invested money and own a small part of the business. And their main interest is usually profit, dividends, and the company's growth. Whereas a stakeholder is anyone who has an interest in the business, even if they don't own shares. They can include, or this can include employees, customers, suppliers, managers, government, local community, etc.
Perfect.
They are affected by how the business performs, basically.
100%. That's already half of test one. Guys, before I let you go, maybe there's something I didn't. So for test one, for test one, just remember that you're going to have a bit of theory. It is the only test that will have quite a bit of theory. When I say quite a bit of theory, it's just quite a bit. It's not 100% theory. It's going to have a little bit of theory in it, but numbers will always be there. So that's the reason why once you are done with Learning Unit 1, move to Learning Unit 2, because we're starting with analyzing financial statements. Now, it's not going to be difficult because we're going to use your own example, You have financial statement. That's why, for example, you download your financial statement, right? When you want to buy a car, when you want to do anything, you send them your financial statement. Why do you think that you do that? So finance is everyday life. So we're going to look at financial statement, very important, so we can understand how we analyze the financial statement. But so part of your test one will be more focused on financial statement and that. So the theory starts to go smaller and smaller. So in test one, you get a bit of theory. In test two, even little, very little theory, right? Because you must remember it's all about the numbers and how you analyze. So the theory is going to be when you have your numbers right, you can calculate properly, and you can explain why you are doing what you are doing. So you can't memorize things. You can't memorize, for example, formulas. You need to understand the formula, why you're using it, right? And so the theory goes smaller and smaller. And your final exam, obviously, is going to be more numbers. It's not to say you're not going to write anything, but you must understand this is a numeracy module. I wanted to make that clear. This is a numeracy module, right? All right, everyone. So I will stop the recording here. I'm available. I'm not going away. If you want to stay behind, maybe you did not want to speak because you felt slightly shy, feel free to